Alrighty, so they're doing a little update on my procedural humanoid. I've been absent from working on it for a while, waiting for Blender to do some updates. Um, and I finally started getting back working into it. And the last time I worked on this, I was version 3.2 beta. Um, and when I went to migrate to uh, 3.5 alpha, I noticed something. Well, quite a number of bugs happened, but I've managed to fix quite a few of them that I demonstrated in previous videos. But one was giving me a really severe problem, and that is the vertex groups were not being transferred. Where's vertex groups? Alright, I know there's vertex groups in here somewhere. Shape key, right here. Okay, so this is for the model that's, fully procedural, everything. And there was an issue that any data in here could not access vertex groups. There was a hacky workaround to, if you add in the original model and then delete it, it would transfer the vertex groups to the procedural model. Because this is the original, this is the procedural. Alright. In 3.3, they made a design decision to break this. So now there's absolutely no way to have procedural models use vertex groups. Like, it just can't be done. I tried writing in a script. They just, like, I can change the vertex groups, all the numbers here, but it will not affect the model. Let's see, weight paint. Hair, nothing. Alright, why are you being cantankerous? Select hair. It must be because I'm recording. Yeah, it's being slow. See, nothing there. Alright. Now, I know this has data in it and has the correct data. Having said that, there's no way for it to get to the model anymore. And yeah, this is taking 642 milliseconds because for some reason when... Oh, that's better. Nope, still slow. For some reason, my original geometry got really screwed up. Yeah, it's really super slow. So this is what it considers to be my original geometry now, which is just incredibly bizarre, because this is, you can see where it's having an effect. This is the original, the input. Input to output. Like, and what it actually is an icosphere. That's it. Just a simple icosphere. So that output should be an icosphere, but for whatever reason, going from 3.2 to 3.4, this is what this is, 3.41. Not using alpha, beta, or anything. This is the released version. It broke the model. I have no idea why, but it doesn't really matter. I'll fix this at a later date. I still need I still have to have this here to be able to get the textures to transfer over correctly. But anyway, so that's the problem. I need to have a mesh that has vertex groups because I have a rig, and you can see this rig was working in 3.2, and it's not working in 3.4 because of vertex groups. So the solution is to create a second model, which could be any mesh, doesn't really matter. But it has to be something that can take vertex groups and mesh data, so I wouldn't use a curve, just use any mesh. And then you can see now the vertex groups work. Let's see if I can get some textures on it. All the textures work except for the eyes, but the eyes in the original mesh are a little bit different than the rest of the body. I can fix that, but I'm not worrying with it right now. I just needed the vertex groups. So let's see. Object mode, let's go to weight paint. Here, see? Now I have the model with vertex groups. And this is where you get into Python scripting. Transferring the mesh data is surprisingly easy. This is a bmesh. I have no idea what a bmesh is, but I have to import bmesh. And then I assign a variable to a new bmesh, which is, it exists only within this, basically only within the script. It's not represented anywhere in here at all. This right here is the mesh of humanoid after the evaluation of all modifiers. So it's essentially the what it would look like if you hit apply to all the modifiers. So I have that stored here, and this is the destination object before any modifiers. And it's very important that your destination is before modifiers so that you can add modifiers later, like armature. And I'll get to the hair later on. And I also do the subdivision, like I used to do a subdivision here, but to make it easier for the script to run, I disable subdivision here, because the only reason I had it here is just to make it look pretty. And if I don't apply it here, that means there's less points and far less data to transfer over. See, there's only 19,000 points in the whole model. But with subdivision, it goes up to 75,000. And without the subdivision, it looks really ugly. Like, the face gets all messed up with low subdivisions. It'd be really good to have adaptive subdivisions, honestly, but no worries. So, and it I left the self-intersection fix on the original model because it doesn't really matter. These are all disabled. Subdivision's disabled. Subdivision there is disabled. And this So it gets the data. So this is the object. This is what the object looks like after it's evaluated. So it gets the data from that object and transfers it transfers from the mesh, the source, into the variable. So this is a function that acts upon that. This is a function. It actually acts upon this. It gets the data from this and then goes to the target. And the target is the destination. This is basically to free it up from memory, so there's no problems with memory leaks because of the B mesh. So that gets all the mesh data, but it doesn't get any of the vertex groups. And I have this in here to disable the, let's see, scroll up. It basically turns this off so that there's less points to be acting upon, and turns it back on here so that when it's done, when the script is done, it looks nice and pretty. Alright, so we're taking the destination vertex groups. This right here is the vertex groups of the base model. The vertex groups of the destination model don't exist. But now that I think about it, I wonder if I can transfer the vertex groups to there. I'll have to try that out after this video. Because I might be able to just change the destination vertex group to that dot vertex group. So I'd be transferring it. I'm thinking about transferring it from the base to the evaluated. I think I tried that before and it didn't work. No, I think I tried to transfer just the values. And here, because here I was looking, I was having a problem because I used source.vertex groups, which is the evaluated version. And you can see here, I was troubleshooting. Yeah, humanoid evaluated. The vertex group is empty. Like there's no vertex groups, not just data, no vertex groups in ob.data.vertex groups. Actually just be ob.vertex groups is completely empty. So that might actually be the problem. Because geometry nodes doesn't create or even use vertex groups, so I might be able to do that. I think I tried it before, but I don't know. Anyway, so this clears out it deletes all the vertex groups of the destination. And the reason I delete those vertex groups is when I make changes to the source model, the number of points might change, the order of the points might change, the vertex groups will definitely change. Like everything changes when you change the function of the model, and the best way to make certain that there's no erroneous data that doesn't get overwritten is to delete all the vertex groups. And it's actually really quick and easy to delete the vertex groups and recreate them all. It's very fast. And this reads the keys of the vertex groups from the source. I'll show you what that looks like. So let's get the source. No. Yes, this one. And there we go, source underscore VG. And here's a little trick that someone just taught me a couple days ago that makes writing Python in Blender so much easier. Press the tab key, and it'll give you, well, this right here is a subsection of, like you can type in, you know, hair, and you'll be able to perform actions on just that one thing. But that's not what I'm looking for. I'm actually looking for the group dot values tab, and it tells me what this method does and how to use it. Sometimes the information is a little bit sparse, but the only thing I can put here is a closed parentheses. No, that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for keys. That's what I'm looking for. Keys. See, the keys are basically the names of all the vertex groups. So here I'm getting the keys, or the names, and then I'm doing destination vertex group dot new, and the name is groups, which is this variable here. And there's no quotes on this because this is a variable. So it's one variable, two variables. Or actually, yeah, that's a key. So this recreates all of the vertex groups every single time. Now the vertex groups, you know, they're empty. They don't, and as far as I can tell, there is no way to copy the entire thing, because if you use the, you know, the built-in command, like you might be going, oh, you just click right here, copy vertex group to select it. No, doesn't work because of what I was saying here. It tries to copy the vertex group that I was trying to show up here that I don't think I scroll up high enough anymore. Oh, yep, yeah. It tries to copy that vertex group because this works off of the evaluated and not the base. So the evaluated is empty. So if you try and copy, use any type of bulk command, like copy vertex group, because there it is, bpyops.object.vertex group copy to selected. Does not work in this situation because it basically deletes any type of connection of the geometry nodes to the vertex groups. So it yields nothing. So I had to come up with another way to do this. And this one, they're all empty. Alright, so I have to get the information. To make sure I get the correct information, I have to go to this right here. Like all the information, what's supposed to be the vertex groups is stored up here. And it's basically point data. To get this, I have to go to attributes. Alright, the source here is the data of the evaluated object. So this is after geometry nodes is applied. And I get to attributes. And let's see if we can, let's see, source. I'm not sure if I have the variable stored in here. Let's see, source. Yes. Source dot attributes. tab. Oh, well, that didn't work as planned. All right. Always fun. So let's copy this one. Paste. Let's copy this one. Paste. And now source dot at tab attributes. And if you press tab, and there's only one possible outcome for what you could type in based on like here source.a, there's a bunch of different what you could finish typing out. But if you type in a T, there's only one thing that has a T and an A. Then you press tab and it just types it in for you. Let's see, what can I do with this? Dot actually, yes. Dot keys. Now, see, this has all of the stored named attributes or variables, depending on what you want to call them, for the model. But it also includes a couple other things like auto map, UV, color, selected polygon, material index. It has a bunch of stuff that's not what you need. In my particular file, all the stuff I don't need starts at ID, and basically anything after ID I just ignore. So if I go length.source, there's 189. So I make a variable. If you put in the open bracket, close bracket, it gives the gives an array with a length of n, and n is the length of the source attribute list. So got a name, and because I don't put anything in here, it's basically going to automatically put the right type of variable in it. All right. So I put another variable. VG stands for vertex group in source.attributes.keys, which is the list of basically it's this list right here. It's not the list of the vertex groups, it's the list of the variables from the source. And then the length name is equal to source.attributes.name. All right. So let's see what that does. Let's go